What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another tropical update here by Age Weather Forecast. Yes, I'm having yet another later upload. This is my third video today, so yeah, this is honestly not something you really see at mid-July or early July for me. But of course, we're continuing to worry about the tropics here. I know I said I was not going to talk about the tropics again today, but really we have huge updates on Invest 98L and also some updates for Cristina, which is actually a good update. It's probably going to be a little bit weaker than expected, but who knows? It could possibly strengthen obviously a lot more than we expect. But 98L is really the big threat, as well as this could very well become Tropical Storm Faye within the next 72 hours or less and possibly make landfall near Cape Cod, Massachusetts. So really, if you're up in the Northeast, you really gotta be on the lookout. I know you don't want to be you really aren't used to be on the lookout in early July, but hey, it's the 2020 Atlantic hurricane season, so it's something new. But before we get into the video, please check out the Discord link in the description. We have an amazing community here, and I'm actually recording this video on a Discord call with some people. So you can also see that if you're in the Discord. So the link is in the description below. All you gotta do is answer, you gotta read the rules and say you agree, and then you're in. Also, be sure to hit the post notification icon so you get notified as soon as I post a video. Smash the subscribe button to show your awesome support. We've been getting a ton of subscribers in the past couple hours actually, so that really means a lot. And also smash that like button so I know you like videos like these so I continue to post them. But without further ado, let's get this tropical update. Alright, everybody, here we are looking at the National Hurricane Center here on the 5-day tropical weather outlook. They have just updated tropical oops, I did not want to choose that. They just updated Tropical Storm Christina now at 45. I don't know why it took me actually to the Atlantic. Let me go back to the Pacific. There we go. Alright, as you see, they have updated Tropical Storm Christina to now 45 miles an hour. So it is continuing to strengthen. And shocker, it is now at 1,003 millibars right now. We did not expect that until yesterday or until tomorrow. So definitely really strengthening. Let me just tell you that. So who knows? Maybe it could become a Category 3 hurricane. But right now, models are really showing just Category 2. They have changed a bit. But of course, it's still a couple days out. It still has all the way to July 10th to when it gets to its really strongest winds. It is now moving. It is now located 13 degrees north and 103.8 degrees west, and it is moving 13 miles an hour to the northwest. So it is now changing track a little bit. So that's really not a huge difference, though, or huge update. But now let's go and check out now the satellite imagery on Cristina and see exactly how cool does it look, or does it look tropical? Is it falling apart, or is it getting worse? Let's go and check that out. Alright, so here is the satellite imagery here on Tropical Storm Christina. As you see, it is a very large system for a tropical storm. Let me just tell you that. It's pretty large, especially since it's just not too far from a borderline tropical storm. So it's pretty impressive, let me tell you that. Seeing a lot of convection, a lot of inflow. We're seeing a ton of inflow in the system. So honestly, once this low pressure system in this eye really closes, this thing's gonna skyrocket and that thing's gonna skyrocket strengthening wise. We just need that little eye to close out. But here's satellite imagery. As you see, it doesn't really look that much different compared to earlier today. But we are starting to see a lot of convection here. Here it is, Tropical Storm Christina right here. Very large storm. Really starting to, those outer bands are really starting to stretch a lot. That is showing you it is strengthening. So here's this low pressure system. We just kind of need a little extra closure, and this system is good to go. But it is strengthening as of now. It's going to continue to strengthen as far as July 11th, and then it's going to start to weaken. So really, basically, we are going to start seeing that really heavy amounts of precipitation kind of really starting to now pick up as the storm does strengthen. Obviously, we're going to start seeing little eyes that start to develop. You're going to start a little eye of little pockets of cloud cover that's going to start to develop over time. So don't say, oh, it's weakening when it's just that little eye developing. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the strength and also the timing and cone of Cristina. Alright, so here is the cone and timing for Cristina. As you see, that little circle for tropical storm force wind extents have extended a little bit. So like I said, expect that to extend, and this could very well become a hurricane by possibly Thursday. at 1 in the morning. So really expect this quite soon. Within the next 24, if not 30 hours, we can possibly see hurricane force winds. So really exciting. Our first hurricane for both oceans here. This could very well become a Category 2, and some may even show a Category 3. So we're still on that little edge of whether it's going to be major or if it's going to be a high-end Category 2. And then expected to become a tropical storm once again by Sunday. So really, it's still a long-living storm. Really, it's going to be a long-lived hurricane, possibly 3 days, but it's definitely going to be a long-lived named storm. Let me just tell you that. This thing could be named for more than a week out because it's going to be so strong and that it'll take a long time for the central pressure to go back up, or the minimal central pressure. So really, we are going to be seeing a hurricane soon. It's not going to affect any land, as you see. Timing-wise and location, this thing is going to be fine. It's going to start moving a bit faster as it does become at its strongest. It will start to speed up a little bit, but nothing to worry about as it is. Honestly, kind of, if it speeds up a little bit more, the less strong it'll be. Because right now, where it is in really warm temperature terrain. But the more to the northwest it's going, the less favorable the waters are. So really, the faster this moves, the better, really, for it not being a Category 3 hurricane. Let's see the tracks here. As you see, the tracks are, of course, not a problem. Nothing to worry about, really. I just showed the tracks so you guys kind of see in general where it's going to be going. It's going to be heading to the northwest, and then by the end of the storm, it's going to directly go to the west. It's not going to hit Hawaii. It's going to go way out there into the sea. Not going to, no lands really to be seen in this track. Not even a little islands really expected to be hit by this. So don't worry if you're out there in the Pacific or anything. Tropical Storm Cristina intensity guidance. As you see, models have really changed. No model shows Category 2 anymore. Just Category 1. So that's a huge change, everybody, there. So we were expecting possibly up to Category 3. Now it's gone down to not even passing Category 2 force winds. Of course, this isn't an anomaly. It's going to change every single couple hours. So maybe by tomorrow we wake up back with it going back to Category 2. So don't say, oh, we're not going to be seeing a major hurricane anymore. It's going to be boring. Well, of course, it still has up to 30 hours until it does become a hurricane. And then we'll find out from there. And even if it still showed just being a Category 1 it forms, you know, the hurricanes in the Pacific can really throw curveballs at you. Let me just tell you that. I mean, we have experience from that. But around 80% of models do show in getting Category force winds. So expect still Hurricane Christina, just not maybe as strong as we expected, sadly. But it could still be a tropical storm as far as the next 144 hours. So this thing's going to be a long-lived named storm, just not going to be as strong as expected. So here's the tropical tidbits precipitation right here on the new GFS model run, which just updated not too long ago. As you see in the next 24 hours, we do expect this to be at 997 millibars. So really continue to strengthen a lot. Next 30 hours, when it could become a hurricane, it's going to be seen there at 992 millibars. Really strong winds. By the next 60 hours, could expect it at 981 millibars. So really become a lot more organized and powerful. Next 78 hours, 975 millibars, and that's where it possibly ends. Earlier today, we were expecting 958 millibars. Now we're not expecting below 970. So like I said, the Pacific can really change a lot. It really can, but not really expecting anything past 970 millibars. But of course, could definitely be a different story tomorrow. But either way, we're still going to be seeing a hurricane with this. So still a bit exciting, but now let's go and check out now the zoomed in winds here. Alright, so here's the winds for the next 24 hours. As you see, we are already going to be seeing possibly up to maybe 60 knots. Maybe even 65 knots. So like I said, going to be seeing hurricanes very soon here. As we now get into the next 42 hours, now possibly going to be seeing 83 knots. 83 knots is likely here, as this thing's going to be strengthening really quickly here. And as you see, 976 millibars by the next 66 hours. Even by the next 78 hours, this thing can bring in 92 knots. I believe, I'm not an expert on knots or on miles an hour or knots turning to miles an hour. I'm pretty sure that's just over 100 miles an hour. I think that's 103 miles an hour. I believe so. and it's going to be, of course, not getting past 974 millibars, but it's going to strengthen a little bit just before it starts to die down. So we're not going to get anything now. We're not expecting anything above 105 miles an hour based on this new update. And as you see, it's still going to be a really nice storm. It's really going to be a really beautiful storm. Really, it's still going to be a nice Pacific storm that we see in July. It's just, obviously, now it's kind of died with energy-wise. Not now, I'm just saying for the future, we probably won't see a Category 3. And now we're even debating whether we're going to be seeing a Category 2, which, honestly, just a couple hours ago, seemed guaranteed, really. But that's the thing with the Pacific. It really changes a lot. So even when it becomes named, you still don't know how strong it'll be until it actually happens. But look at that eye. That eye is very beautiful and very defined. So it could be a very well-defined Category 1. Let me just tell you, this could be very organized, just not, of course, wind. And then from this point on, it's going to be dying off. But really, it could be the strongest between July 10th and July 11th. And July 11th is actually my mom's birthday. So that's something cool to have some activity on my mom's birthday to talk about. Now, let's talk about Invest 98L, which could possibly be Tropical Storm Faye. So here's satellite imagery for the Invest 98L. As you see, it is going to be now actually heading off the coast very soon. It actually, due to this jet stream, it did push the low pressure system a lot more to the east a lot sooner. So now it is actually over Myrtle Beach. I believe it is over Myrtle Beach as of now. Let me actually pause this because it is turning to nighttime at this point in the satellite imagery, so it's kind of hard to see. Here it is right there. That very dense cloud cover, it is right there. Actually, cool, I have my highlighter on so you can actually see. But look at that. Right there is where we had that possibly right there, that low pressure system. It will be over the Atlantic Ocean very soon, within the next 24 hours. So we can have it right here by tomorrow. And then from there, it's going to head on, possibly make landfall in North Carolina, skin the mid-Atlantic coast, including New Jersey, skin Long Island, and possibly make landfall on Cape Cod, Massachusetts. I actually have a viewer in Cape Cod going there on Saturday. It's really weird to think about it, but you got to be on the lookout at this point on Massachusetts for a possible tropical storm. That is super weird to think about. But of course, it's 2020. 2020 is going to throw anything at you. Now let's go and check out now all the information for Invest 98L, where it can go, strength, and all of that. So here is the track for the Invest 98L. As you see, expected to be overseas by 24 hours. These sea temperatures are really nice. These SSTs are possibly 29 degrees Celsius off the Outer Banks. So very favorable. Only thing is, storms that are this north or storms when they take that direction towards the Atlantic, they tend to move very fast. Example number 1, Dolly. Dolly moves over 20 miles an hour. Example number 2, Edward. Believe it or not, Edward moved 37 miles an hour. You know why? It's so far from the North Atlantic. Yes, this is still in South Carolina, but when it continues to move closer to New Jersey, Long Island, where it can actually be named, it won't be named directly off the coast of North Carolina. It won't. It will be Virginia, that Maryland area where it will get named. But when it gets near that Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Long Island area, it's going to start really increasing in pace, so it really won't strengthen much. So I'm not expecting over 60 miles an hour on this, but the cone is including the United States. It is including the United States. This could actually make up to 2 to 3 U.S. landfalls. First, it's going to come out in South Carolina, as you see. Possibly make landfall possibly near that North Carolina area, the Outer Banks, or that other area off near Myrtle Beach, that little border of North Carolina. It can make landfall there. Then come out, possibly make landfall in Long Island, because a couple miles or so hit Long Island. If not, then it hits Cape Cod or Rhode Island. And then it makes landfall in Massachusetts, or then it makes landfall in Maine, and then Nova Scotia. So it really, this thing's going to have a nice story I have to tell. It's going to make landfall multiple times. North Carolina is guaranteed. Long Island could possibly happen. It's a question mark. But I think Massachusetts is guaranteed. Maine's guaranteed. then Nova Scotia is guaranteed. So really, we're going to be seeing up to 4 to 5 landfalls on this. But by the next 72 hours, this could be named. I will say the next 60 hours. But let me go. That's in the next slide. Let me tell you that. There it is. So possibly the next, as early as the next 40 hours to as late as the next 66 hours is when this could be named. As you see, models are really starting to really favor this becoming named. As you saw last night, no models really showed becoming tropical storm. Now they are, and they're showing it a lot sooner. And this could be a tropical storm as far up as near Maine. Even though we're having some really cool temperatures, it's going to be so fast moving, so that really won't really affect it that much. It could weaken, just not to where it's now at post-tropical depression or post-tropical fade. Now let's go and check out now the precipitation, who can get the heaviest rain, who can get affected, and who will be in the clear. So here we are looking at now Invest 98L. As you see, it's going to be heading off into the coast very soon right here. It's going to be near that little Wrightsville area in North Carolina. Going to make landfall there at 1,008 millibars. And then it's going to skyrocket in speed. By July 10th, this will be skinning the Maryland coast and Delaware area. And then by July 11th, this could be... Look how fast this thing's moving. Look how fast. It's here. Let me show you guys how fast it's moving 24 hours. It is here on July 10th in the morning, right there. Then by July 11th at that time, look where it is. Huge difference. Huge difference. So really, this thing's going to be fast, really moving fast. So we're not going to have extreme flooding. But of course, we're still going to be seeing some nice rain and some downpours as well. So by July 10th, this is going to be skinning the Delaware coast, New Jersey coast. And then by July 11th, it's going to be skinning the Long Island coast. I think the tip of Long Island, you guys still want to be able to look out. I think you guys could either see a special weather statement, maybe a special marine warning. You guys are going to see something, even if it doesn't make landfall. I just think it's too close to the coast to not make landfall. It really is. But models do show it now making landfall on Cape Cod for sure at 1,004 millibars. So definitely tropical storm, and then makes landfall in Maine. So that is that. I hope you guys did enjoy that video, though. This was a little wrap up of Invest 98L and also including the potential Hurricane Christina. So be sure, of course, to hit the post notification icon if you're new, and also to get notified as soon as I do upload. Smash the subscribe button for more videos as well, and like the video so I know you guys love these videos. So I know it's a later upload, but really stay tuned. Of course, we're going to have major updates on Christina and 98L tomorrow morning. So if you're bummed out about Christina possibly not being a major hurricane, just don't let your hopes down. It could obviously do something, maybe. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and bye, guys.